There we go. Hello, YouTube. Little bright. Oh, that's pretty bright, actually. Loud and clear. Excellent. Hello, YouTube. How are we doing today? Another cloudy day, which means the lighting should be nice in my apartment. It's always nice on the cloudy days. Go a little higher, maybe. That might be a little better. Okay. Yes. The cloudy days, the lighting's always good. A post box at the start. I don't know what that means. A post box at the start? Jeff? Where are you from, Jeff? That sounds like British English to me or something. A post box? Like a mailbox? I'm not sure. Yeah, help me out on that one. It sounds like I said, totally sounds like British English. Looks like you're in, what, like a mailbox? Okay, weird, but I'll accept it. Oh, actually, just put the light on it here. There, the light in the kitchen fills in a little bit. It's weird, like the light's bright there, but my TikTok is looking like it's shitty lighting at the moment, but we'll see. All right, I didn't put a name on here. Trump, that'll be a title that'll get people rolling. Shoot. Display on your iPad hates Discord. Oh yeah, Discord. You know Discord. Discord's old. It has. I'm not convinced it was built for the modern world. I mean, what do you do? But it, hang on here. Let me do a quick look here. Actually, not that big a deal. Hang on, guys. That's a cute one. All right. Good enough. All right. Sorry. TikTok always takes me a second. It's very annoying. All right. Go live. Good enough on TikTok. Good enough. I am feeling better. I'm feeling it's like every day much better, which is nice. So it just took a while to get over that damn thing that I had, but I feel way nicer now than I did before. All right, there we go. Excellent. Welcome, TikTok, YouTube, Discord. Hello, everybody. Actually, that's pretty good. All right. Hello, all. Opa. Thank you for the gift there, Cindy Lou. So welcome, everybody. Decent amount of news today. I'm John Aravosis in Washington. We're going to talk about the latest news. Thank you, Ash. And then we hang out, adjust this a little bit afterwards, and just shoot the bull. Tomorrow, I am going to be having drinks with friends, happy hour. So I'm not doing the show. Talked to a friend of mine who likes to do happy hour at 5 o'clock. I was like, all right, what the hell? Thank you, Sharon, Larissa. Oh, Cindy Lou, that's cool. That was very cool, Cindy. Thank you. Sharon, Carmelina, thank you guys for the gifts. I'm trying to think. Oh, Saturday and Sunday. So no show tomorrow because I'll be doing happy hour. But Saturday and Sunday, hey Wojo, we'll be doing the weekend show. So it's for the paid monthly subscribers, TikTok, Discord, YouTube. Saturday is for everybody, all the paid monthly subscribers, and Sunday is the VIP show. TikTok, there isn't a subscription for that level because it didn't work. But Discord and YouTube is all the $24.99 and up people, which is a small community. But if anybody shows up, I'll be there. Sunday at 11, and then Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern is for all the subscribers. So that's usually a good turnout for that one. Thank you, Lamb Chop, Heather, Super Hornet. The other thing is, so I not caved. I've been adjusting this. As I said, TikTok has a wish list function now where you can buy certain gifts in order to ask me to do things and to do certain things. Let's see if it works. But I adjusted the list, changed the prices a little, and put some new things in there. So there's now the lowest level gift is the goat screaming goat. Number 2, I put the Trump wig on, which I actually have to get. It's here, waiting to go on. Just my tribble's waiting to go on. Number 3, I sing happy birthday, but I adjusted the price. Number 4, ask me anything-ish. You can ask any question-ish, meaning meaning I reserve the right to not answer your question, though I'll try. And number 5 is the UN story. So that's still the most expensive. So anyway, so there we go. All right, let's get rolling, guys. And hopefully mods, if I miss, although hopefully the system lets me know rather obviously, but if I miss it, obviously tell me. Walking on my hands. I would love that, Cliff. I don't know how to do it. And at my age, I'd probably break something, but I've never managed to walk on my hands. That was one of those things I've tried in gym class and could not figure out how people pulled that off. You got to scroll for the UN story. It's at the bottom, but you got to scroll. So like grab and scroll up and you'll see it. Hey, Nutty. All right. So let's get rolling. So one really big, nasty story today, and it's important beyond the issue itself, meaning I don't care what your position is on transgender rights. What Trump did today is so beyond the pale. It is scary what he did today. It is historically scary what he did today. The Trump administration, he has the Department of Justice looking at how they can ban all trans people from owning guns because Trump says trans people are mentally ill, which is completely wrong, completely bigoted, and completely sick. It is beyond that an incredibly dangerous move that reminds one of the 1930s, and I try not to make comparisons of that too often. But when you take an entire class of citizens who you don't like and you declare them mentally ill because you don't like them, and then you start to take away constitutional rights from them, and I'm not thrilled that the right to bear arms is in our Constitution, but it is. We can haggle over the details of what that right is. But it's even worse because it's a constitutional right that Trump wants to take away from an entire class of Americans because he says they're mentally ill. I mean, it is mind-boggling to me. It is particularly mind-boggling to me because how do Republicans not see what's happening here? This is the kind of thing they always warned about. This is the kind of stuff that Republicans thought would happen if Obama wore a brown suit. You know, they freaked out about his brown suit. They freaked out about Obama appointing czars, an aid czar, an economy czar, like special. And the czars were literally special assistants in the White House. That's it. Czars are special assistants in the White House to work on an issue. That's it. And the Republicans freaked out and suggested that it was an attack on our democracy. It was a step towards dictatorship because he was appointing czars. And literally, he was appointing staffers in the White House to pay attention to an issue like the economy on its own. Instead, what Trump did today, and the story's been reported by CNN and others, you can Google it, it's all over the news. He has told the Department of Justice to look into banning gun ownership by trans people because Trump says, not only Trump says, Trump wants, actually, this is even worse. Trump wants the US government to designate transgender people as mentally ill. That is so bigoted and scary. It's not even funny. Really scary stuff happening, guys. Again, unfortunately, some of our services we broadcast on get very uncomfortable with these topics, and they get very uncomfortable with historical analogies. So I cannot even express the degree to which this is shocking and should scare people far beyond trans people, because this is the ultimate example of that famous, is it Niemöller quote, where there's a very famous quote about World War II and the Holocaust that was, actually, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say it was about the Holocaust. I shouldn't say that. I forget historically whether his quote was exactly about World War II or not. But the quote was, first they came for the trade unionist. And I didn't speak up because I wasn't a trade unionist. And he goes on through these different categories of people who the government came for next, and how he didn't speak up because he wasn't a member of that group. They weren't coming for him and his friends. And the final quote is, then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak up for me. German priest. But was it World War II? I was assuming World War II. That was my only concern. I wasn't necessarily concerned. So he was talking about World War II then. Okay. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't like extrapolating outwards. Guys, I just don't know what to even say about this stuff. It is so dangerous. Not to mention, and this is an interesting other angle to the story. We often talk about how it seems that Republicans, when it comes to Donald Trump, don't seem interested in defending their traditional views on issues. How is it that Republicans are okay with Donald Trump talking about banning firearms? Right? That was like their number one issue. And now they're okay with it, apparently. Apparently, no one spoke up today. Right? That's something, because I got news for you. If Donald Trump is allowed to ban firearms from transgender people, I hope Democrats go out there when they're in power and they go crazy banning the right to bear arms on as many groups as possible that they can. And of course, I'm talking groups that support Donald Trump. I mean, that's what that, by the way, that is politically and morally and ethically why you're supposed to oppose things like this. I mean, there's a lot of reasons. One, the civil rights reason. Two, the slippery slope reason about governments don't do this unless they're Germans in the 1930s. They don't do things like this, right? But the other reason is, it's the golden rule, right? Do unto others as you want them to do unto you. In politics, you want to be extremely careful about doing things that cross the line when you're in power, because when the other guy comes in power, he will then do the same thing. Now, I will say one thing. What Republicans know is that Democrats tend not to have as much backbone. So Democrats tend not to do things as much as the Republicans might. So the Republicans kind of know, unfortunately, they can cross the line and Democrats won't necessarily cross the line back. But it is a concern, and it should be. I mean, any of the Republicans who claim they care about gun rights, I got news for you. If this goes through, then I promise you we will use this as a template to go after every Republican group possible. But absolutely, but I mean, declaring an entire class of citizens to be mentally ill, again, guys, we're only 7 months into this, 8 months into this administration. This stuff is so dangerous, what this guy is doing. So freaking dangerous. Anyway. So that was, and by the way, I forgot to mention. So the reason he's doing this is because the most recent shooter, you know how we have mass shootings like every day in this country? Literally, the most recent one was transgender. So that's why they want to ban it. Because the most recent shooter was trans. They want to ban guns for all trans people. I looked it up. Guess what percentage of mass shooters in America are transgender over the decades? 0.11%. That's it. 0.11% of mass shooters are trans. 0.11. It's even less than one, Ash. It's 1/10 of one. And they want to ban it. They want to ban them, which also goes to a whole other story. Whenever we have mass shootings, they never want to address them, right? If you're going to go after if going after trans people is your answer to mass shootings in America, then you're not interested at all at solving mass shootings in America. I mean, you're literally going after the people that commit 0.11%, right? That means, what is it, 0.89%? Or not 89, 98.9% are left? No, 99, excuse me, 99.89%. So they're not targeting 99.89% of the mass shooters. That's it. Absolutely unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Anyway, just really, this is shocking stuff. Now, having said that, you should not be surprised that there was a big story out by the Associated Press today about how foreigners are avoiding our country like the plague now. Tourism has plummeted. People don't like America anymore. They don't want to come here. It's kind of ironic because as much as Republicans sort of have a history of making fun of other countries, they make fun of the Europeans and this kind of stuff. At the same time, Republicans like to talk about how when they're in presidency, like to talk about how the world now respects us. No, they don't. I mean, they don't. And if they respected us and liked us, why wouldn't they be coming here? They're not. Let me read you this from the Associated Press. Tourism has dropped from the northern border towns to major hotspots like Vegas and Los Angeles. Popular travel destinations reported hosting fewer foreign visitors this summer. Experts and some local officials attribute the trend that first emerged in February to Donald Trump's return to the White House. They say his tariffs, immigration crackdown, and repeated jabs about the U.S. acquiring Canada and Greenland alienated travelers from other parts of the world. To see the traffic drop off so significantly, thank you for the origami there. Who is that? Squish. Thank you, guys. Keep the gifts coming. To see the traffic drop off so significantly, especially because of rhetoric that can be changed, is so disheartening, said the World Travel and Tourism Council. Memorial Day, they projected ahead of Memorial Day, this was end of May, that the U.S. would be the only country among the 184 it studied where foreign visitor spending would fall this year. We are the only country in the world where foreign visitor spending is going to fall. Everywhere around the world, spending is going up by foreigners. America is the only country it's falling because people are abandoning us. Thank you, Mario. Mario just gave a gift membership that Lynn got. Very sweet of you, Mario. Thank you. Lynn, join us on Saturday. The finding was, quote, a clear indicator that the global appeal of the U.S. is slipping. Travel research firm Tourism Economics predicted this month that the U.S. would see 8.2% fewer international arrivals in 2025. That means a cut of almost 10% in tourism money. Tourism money is huge, absolutely huge. Thank you, Mustard, for the gift. Thank you, Yvonne. The airline bookings indicate the sharp inbound travel slowdown of May, June, and July will likely continue for months. In Washington, D.C., tourism has dropped 5.1% this year. Canada sent over 20.2 million visitors to the U.S. last year. Canada sends like the most number of people over to the U.S. So you really have to worry about Canada because it's most of our it's the largest chunk of our tourism money. Canada sent over 20 million visitors last year, more than any other country. This year, residents of Canada have been among the most reluctant to visit. In July alone, the number of Canadian residents returning from the U.S. by car was down 37% from last year. Return trips by plane fell 26%. So they're down a quarter to a third of the Canadians aren't even showing up. This is economically, let me pull this up, actually. Thank you for the hat and mustache there, William. Let me pull this up. I'm forgetting what the tourism monies are because the tourism money is huge in terms of the amount of money that comes to the U.S. Thank you, Darian, for the gift. Hang on a second here. La, la, la. Okay. Are you not going to come up on me? Oh, my God. Maybe I don't have it. Yes, I have it. There it is. Okay. I was waiting. Sometimes like you search for stuff on your iPad and it doesn't like actually pop up. Let me see here. What amount of money did foreign visitors spend in the U.S. last year, 2024? Shoot. Oh, shit. Come on. What amount of money? Oh, son of a bitch. I hate when does anybody else's iPad do this? Where like my iPhone does this too, where sometimes the microphone just doesn't work. Like it works, but it doesn't work. Drives me crazy, this thing. Oh my God. Okay, I'm just closing ChatGPT and opening it again. I hate it only because like typing this stuff will take forever. Absolutely forever. You have to reset it. I don't know what that means in English. Do you mean reboot the iPad? What do you mean? Reset means something else in iPad terms. Reset means to literally wipe your iPad clean. So I'm assuming you don't mean that. What? Yep, not going to do it. All right, we're going to type it out. What amount of money did foreign visitors spend in the U.S. last year? And how much did Canadians spend? There we go. We'll get both. I assume you didn't mean that. Yes. right, international listen to this. In 2024, international visitors spent a total of $253.9 billion. Over $250 billion, a quarter of a trillion they spent in the. This is what I'm saying. Like, people want to sit there and go, oh, we don't care if the foreigners don't come. Those foreigners bring a quarter of a trillion dollars into the economy, a huge amount. Canada, Canadians, it says Canadians generated 10% of that. 20 billion is what, well, this is a different index, but Canadians 20 billion, which is still not a small amount of money. Yeah. Canadians were 8% of total international tourism in the US. So that also means, by the way, that if we're losing 8%, that means we're going to lose $20 billion. Not small. Oh, that was the other interesting story. So Trump's tariffs. A judge ruled, well, let's see if it stays on appeal, but a judge ruled yesterday or so that Trump's tariffs were illegal. And the interesting thing I hadn't appreciated, but I probably should have appreciated, my hair is being weird today. It's short, and like sometimes I don't like it when it's short because it starts to do stuff like right now that it looks like a bowl cut. And I'm like, all right, I'll survive. Oh God, it's driving me crazy. All right, I'm going to ignore my hair because I'm sure to the rest of you it looks normal. To me, it looks totally freaked out. Anyway, the Trump's tariffs. So but I can't push it. It's too short to push backwards. Already tried it. I'm always one step ahead here. It's too short to push backwards. It does things. It's got to be longer. So Trump's tariffs, the judge said that Trump's tariffs were illegal. Okay. And thank you for the gift there, McFly. The Trump's tariffs were illegal. It's still got to go to the appellate court. We'll see what happens. But what was interesting about this was that if the ruling stands, and if Trump's tariffs are actually illegal, he's got to give all the money back. Yeah, Jojo, literally doesn't work. The gel thing is not like a mystery that I didn't think of. It literally doesn't work. My hair's too short and it's way too thick. It goes back when it wants to, but it does it when it's longer. Yeah, so he'd have to give all the tariff money back. And that means individuals, it means companies, it means everybody who paid the tariffs, because it was literally illegal for the government to take that money from you and to take that money from the companies. Very interesting stuff. But again, let's see if this stuff survives the appeal. The courts have a way of giving Trump everything he wants. Missouri Republicans have begun redistricting to steal one Democratic seat in the U.S. House. As you know, Trump has ordered Republicans to basically steal as many congressional seats as they can in order to stop Democrats from winning the next congressional election next year. There's a lot of polls and a lot of stuff suggesting Democrats may in fact take back the House of Representatives next year. So Trump has ordered Republicans to steal congressional seats away from Democrats, and that's what they just did in Texas, and that's what they're now doing in Missouri. Very complicated story, but basically they're taking the seats away. Very bad stuff. Very bad stuff. California is going to help with maybe 5 seats to try to get them back. But in the end, they may be able to steal these seats. It's not clear that there's enough Democratic states to fight back. Let's see. But very, very scary stuff. And again, it's literally trying to steal elections. It's literally saying Democrats are going to win the election next year. So they need to figure out how to just take the seats. Elon Musk was invited to a tech leaders summit at the White House and said, no, he's busy. I thought that was kind of funny because that's Elon being a little bit of a, which is good though, because it means relations are still weird between Elon and Trump. That's very good. Epstein, House Speaker Mike Johnson defended Trump's comments, calling efforts to release the Jeffrey Epstein files a hoax. Trump, yesterday claimed that it was a Democratic hoax, that Epstein's female victims were on Capitol Hill yesterday pleading their case, and Trump called them a Democratic hoax. The victims, the women who were victimized as children by Jeffrey Epstein and his colleagues, and Trump called them a hoax. Well, Speaker Johnson defended him today and said he defended Trump's comments and claimed Trump is being misrepresented. He quite literally called it a Democratic hoax in response to the women themselves going to Capitol Hill to plead their case. That was his response. Democratic hoax. Yeah. European leaders met with Zelensky today, then called Trump. The response was interesting. I'm not sure kind of what to make of this. Trump's response was to tell the Europeans to stop purchasing Russian oil that is funding the war, which it is. Russia received 1 billion euros in fuel sales from the EU in 1 year. Okay. I do know my response to this. $1 billion is nothing. Is absolutely nothing. I mean, not nothing, but it's kind of nothing. That's not a huge amount. Now, the only question I've got is, what's the size of the Russian budget? Or hold on, what is the size of the Russian annual military budget? Let's see. Because 1 billion, I mean, granted, the Russian economy is much smaller than ours. Like for our economy, 1 billion is nothing. Yeah, Russian military expenditures in 2024 were approximately 149 billion. Kind of depends how you adjust for it, but 149 billion or so is what they're saying. So if it's 145 to 149 billion, the Europeans buying 1 billion of energy is not that much. That would be 0.6% of the Russian military spending comes from European energy. Right? I mean, that's about as many trans people as our shooters, 0.6%. Trans is 0.11%, but 0.6 is nothing. So that I knew it. I knew that Trump was BSing here when I read this. That's why I said I'm not sure what the answer is, because at first it sounds like you're like, oh yeah, Trump says they shouldn't be buying Russian oil. That sounds good, or Russian gas. And then you look at it, you see, okay, they're literally buying $1 billion worth, which in the grand scheme is nothing. It's, as I said, 0.6% of the Russian military budget maybe comes from the European sales. Maybe. That's not very much. President Macron, this was interesting. President Macron, France, meeting with Zelensky today. The European leaders met with him, and Macron said 26 countries are committed to taking part in a reassurance force in Ukraine, be it via land, sea, or air, after the war. And the U.S., once again, they're saying the U.S. supports security guarantees that will be finalized in the coming days. Germany, Italy, this is from Zelensky, Germany, Italy, and Poland are definitely among Ukraine's security guarantors. I'm sure the UK will be there too. We won't go into details yet, blah, blah, blah. This is interesting. I'm not sure how they're going to pull this off. I'm not sure what exactly it means, in terms of are European troops going to be on the ground? European troops pretty much have to be on the ground. There's no choice here. I mean, the only way, the whole idea here is, if you can reach some kind of peace in Ukraine, you need to guarantee Russia's not going to invade again, because Russia's going to invade again. That Russia wants to take all of Ukraine. They did it before. 2014, they invaded. They never really left, but then they invaded again, bigger in 2022. Putin's going to finish this war. He's going to take 3 to 5 years to rebuild his military, and then he's going to attack again, maybe 7 years. The only way to stop that from happening is European troops being on the ground in Ukraine, so that if the Russians invade again, they've got to literally go through European troops and kill European troops, attack European troops, and then they're at war with Europe. That's the only way to do it. Are we at war? Do we look like we're at war? What do you mean, are we at war? I mean, I don't mean to be rude, but like, seriously? Do you see bombs dropping? I mean, what do you mean, are we at war? No. I don't mean to be, I'm not trying to be mean, but I mean, obviously we're not at war. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, come on. How are we? I guess I should have asked you back and said, well, what makes you think we're at war, right? We're obviously not at war. And the U.S. certainly, I mean, Ukraine is. No, I mean, but we're not. We're not though. We are engaged in a proxy war, but guess what? The U.S. and Russia have done that for decades. The Russians gave planes to the Vietnamese, to North Vietnam, to kill American pilots. We gave weapons to the Afghan Taliban to kill the Russian soldiers who invaded. I mean, we've been doing this to each other for 100 years. With ourselves? I guess I'm not sure what you mean by that. I'm not sure what you mean by that. But in any case, But we're not. We are definitely in a second Cold War. Well, the only thing is, we're in a second Cold War. In the first Cold War, we were, fighting an enemy that was our military equal, and was, how do I want to put this? The Soviets were our equal superpower. In terms of being a superpower, I do think the Soviets were our equal, even though, thank you, Adventurers, for the gifts, even though our economy was better, our military was better, but still they could cause a lot of damage. Culturally, our culture was more influential, clearly, than the Soviets, but they, oh, thank you. That was good. Palm Breeze. That was very cool, Bowie. Thank you for that. That's funny. I've never seen that before. That was very cool. Now, I didn't see what WTF. I try to think when I see the gifts. What did you send? What did I miss there? Also, because the problem is I'm looking at 3 monitors. So I thank you when I see, you said the Go Popular. Thank you. I'm sorry about that. I didn't see it because I'm also I've got 3 monitors here. So I'm like always looking back and forth. So the Soviets were a big deal. The Russians are not a big deal. Thank you, Eddie. The Soviets were our equal in terms of being a superpower, I would argue. Didn't like them, but they were our equal. Russia's not our equal. Not even close. They think they are. Thank you, Feather Tiara. But Russia's not our economic equal. I mean, the Soviets weren't either. Russia's not our military equal. The Soviets were closer, but the Russians, forget it, militarily. Culturally, forget it. The Soviets had cultural impact. America had way more, but the Soviets at least had some cultural impact. The Russians, right? When people talk about Russian culture and its impact around the world, they've got to go back 100 years, 150 years. Actually, even more, right? I mean, there's even, for example, Russian ballet. Really? When's the last time you heard about Russian ballet? Well, the last time you really heard about Russian ballet was during the Soviet Union, right? When did you hear about Russian literature? Dostoevsky, okay? 150 years ago, when was Dostoevsky? 200 years? Solzhenitsyn, 100 years ago? During maybe not 100, but during the Soviet Union. And Solzhenitsyn, though, was a refusenik, so he was actually a good guy. He was against the regime, right? So, I mean, we talked about this before. The Russians, not the Russians, the Russian government, really, the Russian government, what's the expression about playing out of their league or whatever the expression is, or above their grade or whatever it is? Basically, it's, at least with American universities, this happens. This probably happens abroad too. When somebody says, "Oh yeah, we're your big rival," and it's some school you've heard of, but they're not your big rival, and you're kind of polite, and you don't kind of say anything about it, but you kind of chuckle inside and go, "Oh yeah, you're our big rival. Sure you are. You're this, and we're this, right?" That's kind of what it is now with Russia versus America. Russia is this, China is this, America is this, Russia is this. But Russia has a lot of weapons, they've got nukes, and they can cause a lot of trouble. That's how Russia is able to throw its weight around. There you go, hitting above their weight, exactly as George just said. Russia is able to hit above its weight because it does have nukes, and it does have a big military. But it doesn't have a good economy. It has a small economy. The country's okay population. It's okay, 150 million people, that's okay. The land mass is big. It's empty, but it's big. That's nice. A lot of it's frozen. Okay, wouldn't want to live there. Yeah, any case. What else we got here? Oh, this was interesting. So remember how the other day the Russians once again screwed, we believe it was the Russians, screwed with the GPS transponders in the plane of the European Commission president, Ursula von der Leyen. And they've done this before. They like to screw. They actually screwed with a general too, with a military leader last week as well. I think a NATO guy, I think. And they basically screw with the planes to throw off the navigation of the plane while you're in the plane. Okay? While you're in the plane. It is believed they did it because they've done it before with basically Europe's top elected, or a top, maybe not elected, but a top leader, top diplomat of the European Union. Listen to this that happened today. Spain's prime minister did not attend the, thank you, Antelope, did not attend the meeting in Paris with world leaders meeting with Zelensky. He had to attend virtually because he was in the air when a problem with his jet forced him to return to Madrid. Now, no one is saying that there was foul play, but it certainly is very interesting timing considering, someone just attacked Ursula von der Leyen's plane. Very interesting timing. Finally, one of Russia's most powerful banks, thank you for the gift there, Francis and Bowie. One of Russia's most powerful bankers has warned that the country's economy is stagnating and could face a recession. German Gref, the boss of Sberbank, called for a reduction in interest rates to protect the country's economy. In the face of massive military spending, the central bank raised its key interest rate to 21% in October before cutting it back to 18%. Russia's interest rates are at 18% right now. I mean, insane. Speaking to reporters today at the Economic Forum in Vladivostok, Gref warned Moscow's economy looked like it was in technical stagnation, which is good. Again, doesn't mean they're gonna quit the war and go home. But honestly, anything that sets them back is good for the world and good for Ukraine. This is actually very much like the Soviet Union. During the Soviet times, the Russian economy was always in trouble, but they managed to hold on 70 years, but they were still always in trouble. But at the same time, they held on. So, anyway, all right. So, let's hang out. So that was it for the news stories. So let's hang. Tomorrow I have no show, remember, because I'm going to go have drinks with friends. Saturday and Sunday are the shows for the paid monthly subscribers. So we are doing that. So Saturday for everybody. Sunday. Oh, Galaxy. Galaxy is one of the gifts. Now, does it tell me? Oh, the Galaxy is the GOAT. Oh, you know what's annoying me? It's not telling me. I know this because I remember Galaxy. Mods, we're going to have to pay attention to these gifts. All right, you get the GOAT. You get the GOAT. We'll do another GOAT. Thank you, Omar. Did it mention anything, Ash? Like, did it actually mention anywhere that Omar did that? I don't think it did. That was annoying, actually. Nothing. Wow. I'm going to have to report that. Remind me later, if you can, to report that, because that's insane that they've got it up there. Oh, God. I'm going to have to now pay attention to these crazy things. I thought it was going to tell us. Yeah, we've got the whale. We've got the motorcycle. Oh, Jesus. Guys, I've got to look at these again now. Actually, they're in my notes. They're on the screen. Yeah, they're on the screen, but that doesn't help us in the middle of the show. I've got to, because also I can't tell what they are on the screen. The Galaxy, the whale diving, remember that whale thing? The motorcycle, the cool green motorcycle, the meteor shower, and then flying jets. Okay, that's very bad. Yeah, remind me of that later if you would, because I want to, they can't just have you set it up and then somebody does the gift and there isn't something that pops up on the screen and says, thank you, Omar, right? Omar was the one who did it. Thank you, Omar, right? And then, first of all, acknowledge the person, hello, but also for the creator, it needs to pop up and tell you. Very strange. Very weird. Yeah. You see it, but you didn't see anything. No, but you didn't see anything that told you, oh, Omar bought the wish gift. The wish list has been bought. That kind of thing. That's what I mean. I don't think so. Anyway. All right. Well, thank you, Omar. All right. Just mentioning it. I get a little annoyed when TikTok, if you're the whale. Now we got a whale too. You crack me up. Or another whale. Oh no, the whale. Oh, the whale is the Trump wig. Who's the flower lady? Thank you. All right. Well, the whale, then the Trump wig goes on for a minute. I still have to get my hairbrush here. Do I have to bruise my hand for this moment? We'll wear the Trump wig for a minute. There it is. I also feel like Martha Stewart with this too, a little bit, I have to say. Yeah, no, it's very cool, but it's a little disconcerting. It's a little disconcerting that I've got that trying to figure out which gift is which. I don't like that. Anyway. La. So what else? Yes, I think I'll put the wig on for a minute when we do the wig stuff. Oh, Bieber. This is Bieber vibes. I always thought it would be fun to bleach my hair blonde when I was younger. The voice, Donald Trump. We make the best TikTok. Actually, that's sounding a little like Harvey Firestein. Donald Trump, Harvey Firestein. It's like a little bit of both. Flock of seagulls. I know the accordion has the best podcast ever. The biggest. No one's ever seen anything like it. Anyway, all right. It's heavy, it itches. And of course, then it's going to make me feel like my hair is even messier, but it's okay. Good enough. Thank you, Tina. Anyway, thank you for the dog, Pam. The puppy kiss. Oh, the puppy. That is pretty funny. Anyway, a foundation on my hand. I know I need to put like a little makeup on my hand. Thank you, Aileen. Anyway, so what else is going on, guys? What else? La. We'll talk about anything you want. Preferably politics, doesn't have to be, but that's where people came. But this is the part of the show where once I finish going through the news, we just hang. You guys have been a little more quiet lately, I've noticed. A little more. And I ran so far away. Exactly, Vernon. Yeah, RFK Jr. did get grilled again today. Actually, there was a funny moment of RFK. Actually, this was actually really good. Let me see if I've got it here. I was gonna actually, I forgot I could have played this for you. Well, the only thing is the senator got it wrong a little bit, but it was still very good. So there's a, I don't know that this thing is syncing. It's not syncing. Why is it not syncing? You drive me crazy. Actually, did I have it on battery saver? No. Why is this not syncing? For some reason, my videos. Let's try that. No. Yeah, it's not syncing, and I don't know why. My videos. Well, I'll leave it up here to see if it syncs. But basically, the Republican, thank you, Ren, the Republican chairman of the Health Committee in the Senate, they've got a hearing with RFK Jr. today. And this is good because the Republican, Cassidy, didn't want to vote for Kennedy, did, which he shouldn't have done, but he did, to make him the top health guy because he's a quack and a nut job. He asks Kennedy and he goes, I said Donald Trump should get the Nobel Prize for Operation Warp Speed. Operation Warp Speed was the government program that helped create the COVID vaccine and under Trump's administration. And Cassidy, the top Republican on the committee today, tells RFK Jr., I think Donald Trump, and I've said this, should have gotten the Nobel Prize for Operation Warp Speed that created the COVID vaccine. So many lives were saved. And he goes, do you agree with me, Mr. Secretary? And Kennedy goes, I do. I agree. He should have gotten it. He goes, oh, that's interesting. Then why is it that you said that the COVID vaccine killed more people than it saved? I mean, it was like, boom. Now, I have to say, Kennedy denied it, but Kennedy denies everything he said. I Googled it, and it looks like Kennedy didn't quite say that. So it kind of ruined the moment, unfortunately, because it was one of Kennedy's big supporters who he supports himself. Sasha's trying to lick food off of my ottoman there. That's what you guys on Discord and YouTube are looking at. That's Sasha on my ottoman trying to lick it clean. But it was one of Kennedy's big supporters who he allies himself with, who made that ridiculous comment about COVID, that the vaccine killed more people than it saved, which is ridiculous claim. Kennedy himself, though, and he did say, he said, well, but he goes, you, under your earlier job at that organization you set up, you sued to get rid of COVID mandates you sued to block children from getting the vaccine. So he still kept hitting him, which was very good. But I was like, damn, you got him to say he supported it. He supported Operation Warp Speed. And then you said, okay, then why are you so anti-COVID vaccine? So anyway. Oh, I did give the dog a little water. She's not quite wanting any yet. That's good. Anyway, so that was a good moment from the hearing. Thank you, Sasha. Other Sasha, here. I did invite a number of people to come on the show. David Packman is on paternity leave. Otherwise, David said he would come on. He said, talk to him when he's off of paternity. So I wrote him back and said, okay, give me a month that I can bother you, and I will bother you that month. Because David, I love David. He's so smart. Such an interesting, smart guy. So, and I invited Rosie. I invited Kathy Griffin. But again, it depends. I've had Rosie on before on my podcast. Just depends if she's in the mood. Kathy is tough because Kathy Griffin is so busy. Last time she said she'd come on, and then she was like, I'm so busy, so I don't want to push Kathy. So we'll see. I asked her. We'll see. And thank you, Susie. David's Argentine. I know his Spanish is. I love listening to his Spanish. Rosie is so insanely good. I had Rosie O'Donnell on my podcast a few years ago. Oh my God. That woman is on politics. She knows her politics inside out. She knows all the facts. She scares me the degree to which she knows. She was like saying things and giving me details that I didn't know about stuff. I was just like, lady, how do you know this stuff? She is so freaking good. Come on in. Come on. So let's see. I hope we get them all, but Rosie, you are in for a treat if we can get Rosie O'Donnell to come on again, because she's so remarkably intelligent. For anyone, she is a remarkable, I don't say this about a lot of people. She is a remarkably intelligent person. Really amazing. And I reached out to Aaron Parnas, although I don't know whether he sees his messages. Reached out to Joey Contino. So we'll see. Hopefully some people you never know. People are funny, hopefully some people are available. Well, that's what I mean. For a lay person in politics, Rosie is damn smart. But also for anybody even in politics, she's damn smart. No, she's remarkably intelligent about politics. It's scary. Rosie O'Donnell, American actress, comedian, talk show host going back, very well known, big foe of Donald Trump. Very funny. Trump hates her. Trump said again today he wants to take away her citizenship, which he can't do. It's very 1930s Germany of him to say it, but he can't do it. You can't take away an American citizenship unless they renounce it, and she hasn't renounced it. So yeah, it goes back to her days on The View when she pissed him off, I'm sure. Yeah, he hates her. And she's, like I said, she's so damn smart. She also is very funny. Like she was telling us stories about Donald in New York 20 years ago, 30 years ago. Oh my God, she's a joy. Like I said, I hope to God she says yes. Rosie is such a freaking joy. All of them in different ways, of course. Kathy's a joy too. I really do want to get Kathy Griffin. I think Kathy would be a hoot. But I've got to think of who else we know that I can get to come on. We'll have to see. Oh, wait a minute. What is that? I don't know what that is. Sorry, I'm looking in TikTok to see what it's. Nope, no idea. All right. So I'm looking at my TikTok stuff to see what I can figure out in here. Anyway, what else, guys? What else? Anyway, Department of War, have they done that yet? They were going to. Are we going to be able to get COVID shots? They are talking about limiting the COVID shots to, I've not asked Chad. I've been wanting to get Chad. Chad speaks slowly, which versus me will be an interesting mix, but I like him and he's smart. So I would be totally happy to get Chad on. No, there's nothing wrong with Parnas and Packman. Somebody wrote a hit piece about them, which was bullshit. I'm not even gonna deign to respond. But somebody wrote a hit piece because, and I didn't know they were getting this, but they found institutional support for their shows. And you know what, by the way, Anybody wants to support my show? Call me. They found institutional support. And people are trying to attack them. Oh, you got bought. Yeah, because that's what we do on the left, right? On the right, you can support everybody with an endless supply of money. And on the left, nobody supports you. And if they do, you get accused of being bought. So anyway, thank you, Janice, for the hearts. Keep the gifts coming, guys. Still got more time. What else? Yeah, but Pac-Man said it wasn't, and I believe him. Yeah. So Turkey's F-16s went into Greece's airspace. I did not see that. That's interesting. They could have done it on purpose. I wonder if they did. I don't know. Adam Mockler and Luke Beasley. I don't know them. If somebody can remind me later, or if you want to message me on Discord, so I can, because I'd want to check them out first. But after I check out their videos and stuff, I'll consider it. So just because, since I don't know who they are, I just want to make sure. But I would consider that, sure. Actually, I do need to reach out to Parker again. Duh, totally forgot about Parker. Who agreed to come on too. We just didn't do it. So, do Greece and Turkey get along? Not very well. No. I'm going to pull this up as we talk here. Let me pull up Parker right now. No results found. Okay. That's not very helpful. Parker. There he is. All right. Where's my glasses? There he is. Parker got a job. I just love that. Oh. Hey. All right. I said, hey, come on my show, exclamation point. People are asking for you. All right. All right, let's see. Yeah, we had talked about it, and he's asked what time. I said typically 6 o'clock, but I can do earlier if you like. And now I'm afraid my dog is eating things. Sasha, come on. I know you're there. I know you're there. How does Daddy see you through the blinds? It's a miracle, isn't it? Yeah. She does. She literally has a look at her eyes like, how did you see me? The curtains are closed. Dean, I would have Dean on. Sure. I don't know Dean. Don't some of you guys mod for Dean, or do you know him? Oh, the crabs. Thank you for the cheering, Crab Chazak. Does anybody know Dean? I like Dean. I like Dean a lot, actually. Dean's great. He's another one who's great. Yeah, I know him because of Parker. If anybody has a contact with Dean, see, because I can try messaging. I don't know whether they see messages. You know, if you message via the I know him, but not one of his mods. Okay. Yeah. I mean, but you don't know him. You know of him, I assume you mean. Dean is ferocious. That's true. What did you do, Amanda? What did you subscribe or something? What did you do? Or you sent a gift, or what did you do? Oh, thank you for the kitty, Janice. Why don't they get along? Well, Turkey occupied Greece for 400 years and oppressed their people. So the Greeks still aren't very thrilled about that. And since that time, lots of small wars and skirmishes, land stolen back. I wouldn't say stolen, but land taken back and forth. The Turks expelled like over 1 million Greeks in 1923, I think it was. Not thrilled about that. The Turks invaded Cyprus and occupied a third of the island. Greece played a role, which was not very smart in that, but the Turks are now occupying a third of Cyprus, which is not cool. So there's a lot of, and the Turks are covetous of Greece's minerals that are underwater. Greece's islands, So there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff they disagree about, but I would say on the Turkish side, there's a little bit of Russia going on there. There's a little bit of Russia in terms of like avarice, wanting more, and wanting to push around your neighbors and take. Turkey is, a democracy with a little d, I would argue. They're still, yeah, no, it was the junta, but I'm just saying, unfortunately, Greece had a hand in the whole Cyprus crisis because of the military junta. Yeah, I'm not blaming the Greeks, but, and I mean, that was not smart of the junta, what they did. Very stupid, but Wandering Chill, thank you, Wandering. Newsom referencing Starfleet Academy in a tweet. No, I didn't see it. As a response to Trump moving Space Force, kind of annoyed me as a Trekkie. Why? I didn't see that. That's very funny, though. Newsom did actually, Gavin Newsom, governor of California, Democrat, who's been attacking Trump online on social media. He posted a picture. Hello. He posted a picture yesterday of, as you can see, she's kind of hanging, although I think she's a little worried because it's been raining. So she's kind of doing her panting thing a little bit down there. There we go. Newsom posted a picture in the last day of Trump, and I don't remember why. He posted a picture of Trump that was clearly AI, and he knew it. And Trump was obese and falling apart. Trump looked 10 years older. I mean, enormously obese and falling apart health-wise. And it was very surprising. Psychologically, very effective. Now, who knows? Somebody will get pissed at him and say it's what do you call it when you make fun of people for being ugly or whatever, which it is. It's not nice, but this is 1930s Germany. I'm not going to worry about people not being nice, to be honest. You know what I mean? Like, he's doing what he's doing, but you made fun of ugly people. I'm willing to give a little leeway in that battle there. But it was it the press account? It was one of their accounts. Yeah, it was wild. And I mean, it's going to piss Trump off. Because again, it's an AI photo, but I'm not going to show you because I don't want to get into trouble with TikTok or YouTube, TikTok especially. But it was an awful photo. Oh, Trump posted a similar photo of Rosie O'Donnell. Oh, wait a minute. Are you kidding me? That's what that was? Elusive? Oh, see, I knew there was something going on here. By the way, interesting little trick. When light comes from below, it can often you will see on TV shows, on the news, they often have light on a little pad underneath them. And it can actually, it's a little too bright right now, but it can actually add light in kind of an interesting way. See, just sort of little light, although it's a little too much, obviously. You might want to be further. Yeah, see, for you guys on YouTube, it almost worked because it just fills in a little bit of the gaps. Anyway, so hold on. Trump and Rosie. Oh my God, that's why he did it. Son of a bitch. So Trump posted a fake, ugly picture of Rosie. Wow. Hold on. I'm going to look for Newsom here too. Sasha, what do you want? You're fine. Don't go out there again. You're fine. Come on. She's all upset because it was raining earlier. Trump blasts Rosie O'Donnell with nasty, distorted picture. Hold on. I don't know if they're going to show the picture, though. Oh, Jesus Christ. Daily Beast, come on. Hold on. I want to see this now. That fascinates me. All right, hold on. Like I said, that explains it, because I was sitting there going, why would he post an ugly picture of Trump? That seems it was funny, and it clearly psychologically would get Trump, but I thought that's weird for him to be doing that. All right, let's see here. I can't imagine Daily Beast is going to. Oh, yeah. He posted a doctored image of Rosie. Oh, my God. Oh, that is absolutely incredible. So I'm not going to show you the photo. He posted a fake picture of Rosie O'Donnell, making her look like a kid and enormous head and this kind of stuff. So they took a picture of Trump and gave him an enormous head and made him look horrible. Because basically what Gavin Newsom does, Gavin Newsom's way of attacking Trump has been repeating everything Trump does on social media. So that if anybody criticizes him, he goes, what do you mean? Trump did it. And he's just doing it to mock. He literally has been copying Trump's tweets and then writing them about himself. Oh my God. Oh, I mean, I have to send this to my nephew because we were talking about how like crazy this was, but I didn't know why he did it. Oh my God. Hold on. I'm going to grab this link and share it with Callum and my nephew. Oh my God. Okay. That's very interesting. I'm just, oh my God. Hold on. He shared the ugly photo. That is hilarious. Oh, thank you for pointing that out. Oh my God. Yeah, Fox News is going crazy over him. His team's amazing. They actually reached out. Like, can we like work with you? I was like, hell yeah. Like, are you kidding? Be my guest. So, my God. Yeah. On the White House Instagram page? What do you mean? Newsom? I would love to have Newsom on. I don't really know his people. He follows me, which is interesting on Twitter, but I don't know whether they check their account. I'll reach out to the person who emailed me and said, I'd really like to get Gavin on the show. Let's see. They might. I mean, I think I'm a big enough account. You know what I mean? You know, certainly friendly. He posted the photo of Rosie on the White House. Oh my God. He posted the photo of Rosie on the White House Instagram page? No. Oh my God. These people, the official White House Instagram page, and they posted a doctored ugly photo of a woman. Oh my God. I mean, guys, this is so dangerous what they're doing. Hold on. I'm on live right now and people are saying that, oh, God damn it. And of course the mic isn't working. What is wrong with you? Shoot. On live, on love. That's really helpful too. Hold on. Okay. Can I write live instead of love? Ugly Rosie photo. Wow. That is, I mean, again, so what they don't understand is how much he's destroying the country. And the official White House account reposted it. I mean, you're denigrating our institutions. You're denigrating the presidency. You're making it a joke. You're making the White House a joke. You're making it a nasty 13-year-old boy. I mean, it's so dangerous. It's so inappropriate. It's so un-American. It's so childish. It's so boorish. It's just everything about it. It's more. I mean, it's immature, but it's more than just immature. It's attacking our institutions. It's an attack on the country, really. I mean, it's just, man, wow. Oh, that's funny. Dave said, so Newsom responded, Space Command should be in San Francisco, the home of Starfleet. That's very funny. I love that. That's very funny. Yeah, well, yeah, Jason, wow. It's just it's incredibly embarrassing. And again, for people to look at this and not be embarrassed, for people to look at it and not think how horrible that he's doing this and think whatever he does, they go, yeah, denigrating the presidency and the White House. It's like, all right, I mean, it's very sick stuff. Hold on. I'm going to say that to him. Yeah, very bad. Hold on. Wow. Wow. It makes us look horrible around the world. It makes us look like a banana republic. We're not a serious country anymore. We're not. We voted for this guy. He won. You shouldn't respect us anymore. You really shouldn't. You shouldn't come here anymore. Clearly, I wouldn't come here if I was a foreigner. I don't think it's safe for you. And this, I don't know. I worry. The thing is, what I'm worried about right now is my investments, my 401k. I'm worried about my retirement. I think he's going to destroy everything. It's really dangerous. What he's doing with all the stuff he's doing with the Federal Reserve and inflation, he could destroy the stock market. I mean, he could send us into a world depression. I mean, this is what happened 100 years ago, 90 years ago. The U.S. started screwing around with tariffs, and we helped send the world into a depression. I mean, he could screw up all of our retirement accounts for decades. Oh, man, it took 10 years. It took World War II to get us out of the depression. So more than 10 years. Well, 10 years. Yeah. I mean, very scary stuff. Man. Wow. The World Cup and the Olympics, I can't imagine anybody coming up for the World Cup or even the Olympics. You come here as a foreigner, okay, do it at your own peril. Not from me. I love foreigners, but I wouldn't trust this guy. Yeah, very sad. Really sad. Anyway, very scary stuff. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you, Martin, for subscribing. Barbara for the gift. Anything else, guys? Otherwise, we can call it quits. So yeah, tomorrow, remember, like I said, I've got drinks with friends at 5:00. So I will not be here for the show at 6. Or if I am, I'll be tipsy, but that's not going to happen. We won't be done by 6 anyway. I think they make a good Long Island iced tea or a good margarita. I forget what it was, a margarita. I may have gotten a Cosmo last time too. I like Cosmos. Used to always drink Cosmos. Haven't had them in a while, but I really like them. Thank you, Magic. I like Cosmos a lot. Long Island. The thing is, I like sweet drinks. So what is that for bubbles? Thank you, Terry, for the bubbles. I like sweet drinks. So I like Long Island iced tea, Cosmos. What else was I saying? Margaritas, always very good. I used to like when I was in college, Amaretto Stone Sours. Oh, I still like them though. That's a damn good drink. Oh. And then we'd go to this other place in Illinois. We'd go to a bar that was on the other side of town, the Champaign side, I believe, right on one of those first streets parallel to the university going west. And there was a bar, a small little, cute little, kind of almost like a piano bar, dark and cozy, little upscale. And they would have 2-for-1 drink specials. And we'd go there and they would make grasshoppers. And grasshoppers were one of their specials. And we'd have grasshoppers, which was this green ice cream drink. Oh my God. Oh, it was so good. Anyway. Oh, so damn good. What do you do? Anyway. Last week there were 150 Canadians in ICE custody from border crossings. But doing what? I doubt Canadians were sneaking in, were they? What were you doing? The Canadian Broadcasting Company has been putting out a lot of warnings about cell phone seizures. See, this was the problem. That was cute little bear. Who was that? Janice, thank you. This is the problem. Oh, I didn't realize that. Really? Let me see this. So Canadians have been getting their cell phones seized. Oh, hang on here. Canada cell phone seizure. Let me see. Ooh, that's bad. Hold on. This was several months ago, though. I'm not seeing recent news stories from you guys. Wow. Nearly 15,000 phone searches were carried out between April and June at the border, over 1,000 of them using advanced tools that copy or analyze a phone's content. Jesus. One way people are protecting their privacy is by traveling with a no-frills device, a burner phone. A basic or burner phone can keep you connected for calls and texts while limiting the amount of personal information. Interesting. Celebrities have embraced the switch. Interesting. Kind of annoying, though, because your phone has so much information on it. You know what I mean? I mean, that's the point, I guess, but still, it's very annoying having to do that. And I mean, my God, we're talking about having to buy burner phones. Seriously? Yeah, thanks, WC. You know, I mean, like that's the situation we're in. Yeah, send me the CBC links because I'd like to see that. Send it to me on Discord. Wow. I would think, with burner phones, would they get pissed? I was going to say, I could see them getting pissed. You have a burner phone and you're going to be like, well, what do you want me to do? I was afraid you were going to search my phone. I've got, pictures on there I don't want you to see or whatever, right? Like, hello? Like, that's what I would have said. I would have said, really? You think I want you to see my me? Like, really? And then watch the guy complain about that. But I could see them getting pissed about the burner phone thing. I could absolutely see it. Thank you, Arctic. I could absolutely see them getting pissed about it. Right. And going, well, what do you want me to do? You think I want you to go through my phone? Just to come here for tourism? Really? Man. Anyway. No, this is destroying our reputation, obviously. They don't care. They don't care. Costing us a lot of money. They don't care. Oh, that's interesting. Right to cross for Indigenous folks. That's interesting. Okay. That's interesting. Anyway, man. Well, anybody's phones, not just Canada. You think I got news for you. If they're searching Canadians' phones when they cross the border for tourism, you better believe they're going after your phones. Because Canada, at least from an American perspective, it don't get nicer than Canada. Like we perceive the Canadians as being like much nicer versions of us. So like if they're seizing Canadian cell phones and spying on them, basically, the rest of you are out of luck because we like the Brits, but I think we consider the Canadians even more benign than the Brits, I would argue. So yeah. Wow. As an American, I was told you bring a burner to the EU for my way back to the US. I'm not sure what that means real life, I'm confused which way that means. Canadians of color getting caught up. Yeah, no, it's bad news. All right, guys, it's 7:17. I want to go. Anyway, kind of a scary show tonight. Sorry, but the news is the news. But yeah, they could absolutely take your phone. Exactly. It's very scary stuff. Well, that's the problem. Now, they're not allowed to search an American phone. They are allowed to confiscate your phone, which is scary. I don't know of anyone that's had problems. Who's an American. Not that I know of. I'm saying like anybody I know. But, who knows? It's very scary stuff. Anyway, all right, guys. I said it pretty good. I went through the whole show without yawning until now. That was pretty good. If someone sent a UN story, there'd be time. I suppose there would be. Although they may not even know. You got to click all the way at the bottom for the UN story. Oh, so it does bring it up. Oh, no, it doesn't. I was looking at the viewer wishes if it brings them up when you click it. When you guys click that screen up there with the viewer wishes, does it bring up the wish or something? Just curious. If you actually click it, does it bring it up for you to buy it or doesn't it do anything? It does. Okay. Although it's annoying me that it doesn't show the bottom one, but the bottom one is so expensive, people probably won't do it anyway. Yeah. I'm going to go right now and tell them about the fact that it doesn't seem to do anything special when I do the viewer wish so that I don't actually know it was chosen, which is not a good thing. Your friend's aunt was detained. That's interesting. I did not know. All right. Discord. I'm going to hang up. Let me get this. Oops. Hang on. Where is it? There it is. Okay. By Discord. Boom. Oops. And I've got to close it out. I was going to make brownies today and I forgot. I'm a little bummed about that. I've got some blondies, but I kind of was in the mood for brownies. Oh, well, I could make them. I guess I could make them. We'll see. All right. Have a good night, YouTube. Thank you, guys. All right.